Hello and good morning to UPSC Fever's chapter number 11, Food and Supplies. So this is the 11th chapter of the India Yearbook 2016 series. You can see here. So introduction, the first module of the chapter focuses on the Food Corporation of India. The Food Corporation of India purchases rice, wheat and coarse grains from various states and provides a minimum support to farmers when it comes to the price. The government has a cabinet committee on economic affairs, and this committee recommends the minimum support prices of food grains like rice, wheat, and various other cereals. So, this minimum support price is recommended to it by the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices (CACP). States are also encouraged to have their own decentralized procurement norms, and this involves giving states the autonomy to procure produce from the farmers and distribute it to the consumers and keep the surplus in the central pool so it can be allocated to the deficit areas. Next is the procurement policy of the Food Corporation of India. It has two types of procurement policies. One is the open-ended procurement. Under this, wheat and rice are procured by the FCI from any farmer who is willing to sell to the FCI at minimum support price. However, there is a second policy, the closed-ended procurement policy. Here the farmer can only sell to the food corporation if the price of the produce in the market becomes less than the MSP, and thus the farmer is granted this minimum support price for his produce by the FCI. Another important organization is the Warehouse Development and Regulatory Authority. So, for the growth and development of the warehousing sector and to improve credit flow to the farm sector, the government of India started the negotiable warehouse system, and the Warehouse Development and Regulatory Authority became a statutory authority under this act to implement the warehouse receipt system. The negotiable warehouse receipts are issued to farmers against the stored produce in the warehouses. However, this stored produce must only be in warehouses that are registered with the WDRA. You can see here a negotiable warehouse receipt system. The lender is the farmer and the lender is the bank and the borrower is the farmer. The farmer stores his produce in a warehouse and in return receives a negotiable warehouse receipt. This receipt is produced to the bank, which gives him a loan and keeps the produce stored in the warehouse as collateral. When a buyer or a consumer comes for buying the produce stored in the warehouse, the farmer can sell it to him by giving him the receipt of the goods stored in the warehouse in return for money. And this money will then be used to repay the loan and also to produce or to procure the necessary inputs for the next farming cycle. The buyer can then use this receipt to go to the warehouse and take the produce. So this system is beneficial to the borrower or the farmer. This protects him from selling at a low price in the market when the commodities does not have a price which can be of profit to him. So instead of selling to the market, the farmer can store his produce in the warehouse and then use it as a collateral to get a loan for the next farming cycle, and this produce in the warehouse can be sold when a favorable price is present in the market. So the negotiable warehouse system has the potential to benefit both the farmer, the consumer, and also reduce food security problems. Uh, Next is the sugarcane pricing policy. India is the second largest consumer and producer, the largest consumer and the second largest producer of sugar in the world. To ensure that farmers are protected from price shocks, the minimum support price system was replaced by the fair and remunerative price system for sugarcane. So under this, a farmer not only gets the minimum support price but also a profit from the sale. This system is designed so that a farmer who gives a higher recovery of sugar from his stock gets a higher reward. Again, the fair and remunerative price (FRP) is decided by the same Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, and that is after consultation with the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices (CACP), the sugar industry, and the farmer associations. As you know, that sugarcane, only 10% of the weight of sugarcane can be converted into sugar. If you have 1 kg of sugarcane, that gives only about 100 grams of sugar. Hence, farmers can benefit from the fair and remunerative price system. But it is noted that the MSP system has many drawbacks. First of all, political motives mean that minimum support price is very high, sometimes even above the normal market price. This was done only to please the farmers. Secondly, there is one state, one country, one MSP, which is not fair because certain parts of the country have higher costs involved for farming, certain parts have lower costs. So the MSP system does not reflect this. Thirdly, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs is the final authority, whereas all the other bodies like the sugar industry, the farmers associations, the Commission on Agriculture Cost and Prices, these are only recommendatory bodies. So even though they recommend to the cabinet has its own mind in deciding the final MSP, which ensures that a lot of political uh, cost is involved in all this. Next is the Consumer Welfare Fund. This is operated by the Department of Consumer Affairs. In this fund, all the unclaimed central excise refunds are transferred, and all agencies who work in the field of consumer welfare and have a reputation of being in this sector, consumer welfare sector, for 5 years and more, are eligible for a financial grant under this. Next is the three-tier Consumer Court System of India. It is a quasi-judicial forum that settles the disputes of consumers. Lawyers are not allowed in these courts. The consumer has to represent himself. The district forum handles cases involving a cost of up to 20 lakh rupees. The state commission hears appeals from the district forum and also the cases where the cost involved is between 20 lakh to 1 crore. The national forum hears appeals from the state commission and also complaints where the amount is involved is 1 crore and above. However, there are certain requirements that the case related to grievance should be filed within 1 year of occurrence of the said incident, and the receipt of the defective goods or services should be compulsorily stored and produced. Otherwise, it is very difficult to file a case against the shopkeeper or the service provider. Thank you. That was about the food and supplies, which is the 12th, which is the 11th chapter. So if you are confident, you can now attempt this quiz. If you score more than 80% marks, you can move on to the next subject. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel or follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. All the best for your exams. Thank you.